It's only scenes 7 and 11, right?
Uh, yeah, so actually last week I had us do both, and we were actually only supposed to do seven.
Yeah.
So we're only going to do 11 this time.
Okay. God, that took I don't know why it was being so difficult. It was like, it made me like sign in and like make an actual Zoom account, which I haven't had to do yet, but I've been able to get into meetings and stuff. So, I don't know.
Yeah. So are you able to read the whole script?
Yeah.
All right. Are you able to come up with an as if scenario?
Um, I was gonna say like I kind of was like I kind of got one. So it was like, since my character is like very like emotional and stuff, I was gonna say like, when like as if like my dog died and I just completely ignored what was going on and just kept going with my day.
Okay.
You think that's good, or do you think like?
Um, I think it's good right now. We can probably work on it later, but
Hmm.
it's a decent start.
Yeah.
Uh, oh,
You think you're muted? Oh, maybe not. I don't know. I can't hear you.
That should be good. Can you hear me
Thanks.
now?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's it.
No worries.
Out here, I had to maneuver today, but hopefully, if it gets dim, just tell me and I'll like try and change it.
Is there a way you can make yourself louder?
Louder?
Yeah.
Oh, probably. Am I really quiet right now?
You're good for
Uh,
me. I can hear. I can hear you perfectly.
yeah, you're good now.
I just
Uh,
did one second. We're good. So you hear me now, so it should be fine.
all right. So, were you able to read the rest of the script?
Yes.
All right. Were you able to come up with an as if?
Yes. Sorry, let me get that. Did he already say his as if?
Yeah. Jag, you can say it again.
Well, I just said mine was like, as if my dog died and I completely ignored the situation and just kept going with my day.
Okay. For my as if, I said, as if Chance were to give Louise an emotional reaction. Yeah. As if Chance gave Louise an emotional reaction, is what I said. And then I did the as if for Chance, and I said, as if Louise would leave without saying anything.
Okay. Well, we're going to work on those a little bit later. But basically today, we're going to do the same stuff we did last week. So we're going to start with the Meisner repetitions. And I need to get my notebook real quick.
Jack, how are you liking the online class with the professor?
I think it's all right. It's not
Yeah.
too different.
I just honestly like I've just been getting on because I always had like good participation in class, but I feel like on Zoom it's like everyone's kind of like talking over one another like back and forth, trying to
Yeah,
stuff, or there's just like one person talking. So
right.
there's no class activities though. Are we getting a participation grade still if we don't say something?
I don't know. I think they just don't really care too much at this point.
Yeah,
And I think they're just kind of like give them the good grades for stuff that they can't really control.
yeah.
But then like the stuff that they have to do like online and stuff, then just grade that like you usually grade it. So I don't know. I think if they're going to be pretty lenient with us for the rest of this semester.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, I got my notebook.
Cool.
So whenever you guys feel ready, we can start with the level 1 repetition.
Okay.
Let me I'm trying to pull up something real quickly. Give me 1 second.
You want me to remind you of the rules?
Oh,
Uh,
I think I know them pretty well.
yeah, yeah. It's probably okay. I'm looking for. I have a paper copy of the script. I just want to pull it up on my computer too. Just give me 1 second. I don't know why it's not showing me all the emails I got from you.
Oh, I
Whatever.
was gonna ask Austin, and I was gonna mention this to my other director, Caleb, in the other group, but I didn't know. It is nice considering, what we're writing, we submit on Monday night and everything. But do you think for this coming week's rehearsal, we could maybe do it like, during the week, like on I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday even?
Yeah,
Just
that'd be fine.
earlier?
It,
Okay, cool. Because I think, I don't know, there's two actors, including not including myself. So there's three of us, and Sundays, I guess, have worked out really well. But just so like there's enough time and like I can give like each script undivided attention on both days, I think would be good. Just so I don't have both rehearsals on one day. I don't know about you, Jack, but
yeah, I don't mind. I can do whenever.
okay. Yeah,
I'm good to go when you guys are too.
okay. You are wearing a blue hat.
You're wearing a pink sweatshirt.
You have glasses on.
Your sweatshirt string is uneven.
You have a gray tank top on.
Your hair is up in a bun.
Your hair is covered.
There is a lamp behind you.
There's a mirror behind you.
You aren't wearing your hood.
You are in a room with blue walls.
The sun is shining through your window behind you.
You have two windows behind you.
They're on the right side of your screen. The window does not have any shades on it.
You have windows with shades on them.
The lamp behind you is turned on.
The lamp behind me is turned on.
The window to the left of your screen has shades on it.
The mirror behind you has a gold frame.
The mirror behind me has a gold frame.
You have bare shoulders.
What did you? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I said bare. You have bare shoulders.
Oh, bare shoulders. I have bare shoulders.
You have AirPods in.
You don't have AirPods in.
You have a beard.
Your sweatshirt has multiple colors on it. Is she frozen?
Yeah, looks like it.
Hello? Uh-oh. Amy? Oh.
Okay.
Actually just disappeared.
Oh,
Here.
yeah. Vanished for a second. But
You're right.
we're good now.
Yeah, I think you're good now.
Well, I think that was a really strong first round.
Yeah, it was good.
Bulls like logo on my sweatshirt, but could we go to round 2?
Fine with me.
Yeah, we can go level 2. Do you need me to remind you of the rules?
All right.
It's just the emotional stuff, right?
Yeah.
You look distracted.
You are excited about this rehearsal.
You are ready to start your day.
You are ready to eat breakfast and start your day. Oh wait, I'm sorry. We're supposed to do is that level 3?
That's
But that would be if you said like you're hungry, that's why you're eating breakfast.
Oh yeah. All right. Whatever, we're gonna restart.
You seem excited to practice these scripts.
You are sad because you didn't get Sunday off of school.
that's more of a level 3.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm doing this.
It's just like you seem blank or you are blank, but you don't have to give any reasons for it.
Right, yeah, just like you are sad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. All right. You look happy.
You look content.
You look upset.
You look studious.
You are happy.
I am happy.
You seem ready.
You seem prepared.
You seem distraught.
You seem eager.
You seem distracted.
I seem distracted.
You seem disturbed.
I am disturbed.
You seem disengaged.
You seem like you're losing your patience.
I seem like I'm losing my patience.
You seem excited.
I seem excited.
You seem like a go-getter.
You seem I seem like a go-getter.
You seem like you like to hang outside.
You seem content.
You seem protected from the sun.
You seem you look like you are warm right now.
I am warm right now.
You look like you're warm right now.
You seem cold.
I seem cold.
You seem, I don't know. I think this was, I don't know.
It's okay. I think that's good.
Yeah, this was a lot, first two rounds were a lot stronger than last time, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So you guys want to move on to level 3?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to read the rules for this one.
Okay.
So, identify the thoughts behind the other person's emotional states. You can't make any level 1 or 2 observations. You can't be mean. You can use vocal intonations sometimes.
Just give an example again. So, like, don't we say because?
Yeah, you can say you are angry because
Okay.
you got up really early or something like that, or you are angry because you think this is a waste of time. Stuff like that.
I can tell you right now, I'm frustrated. So sorry if my face is dim, but
Yeah.
You're good.
I could not be in my room today. So
Okay. Ready?
yes. Okay.
You seem frustrated because you're in your room today.
You seem content to have your office to yourself.
You seem distraught because you aren't able to be in the workplace that you wanted to be in.
You seem up to date on latest technology because you have latest technology.
You seem ready to move on with the rehearsal and practice the script.
You seem prepared to take on this rehearsal.
I seem prepared to take on this rehearsal.
You seem well rested because you got to sleep in.
You seem a little bit groggy because you didn't have your morning coffee.
You seem energized because you had a Red Bull.
I seem energized because I had a Red Bull.
You seem Sad because you'd rather be outside on this pretty day.
You are upset because your parents won't let you leave the house because they don't want you to get COVID-19.
You seem willing to stay indoors because you don't want to get COVID-19.
You understand that you have to stay inside because if you go outside, you risk getting the virus.
You seem bored because you've had to have so much time inside.
You also seem bored because finding stuff to do inside is a lot harder than you thought it was.
You seem like you're hungry and you're looking forward to lunch.
You are not hungry because you just finished eating breakfast.
Yes. Okay. I don't know.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's good. Good with you, Austin?
Yeah, that's good. Um,
And
let's see.
are we working on scene 11 today?
Yeah. Last week we kind of did it wrong because we did 7 and 11. We were only supposed to do 7.
We didn't really do 11 though, I don't think. We mostly just did
We
7.
did mostly 7, yeah.
Yeah. I think we only read through 11 once just to look at it. But
So,
we weren't supposed to look at it then. I guess maybe we did something wrong. No. Okay.
but yeah, we're only going to do 11 this time. So we're going to start with the table read. And
Really quick, are we also gonna like talk about the literal, essential, all that today?
yeah, we're going to do the we're going to do what we did last time, where we're like, what does this character want? But
because we something that's due tomorrow is doing the literal action want essential.
The script.
Yeah, the first rehearsal actor's script.
Yeah, we have to have. There's like a. Here, I have the breakdown pulled up. 1 second.
Yeah, I do too. So it's literal, want, essential, and then notes during rehearsal.
That's it. Yeah, and that's it basically, which is nice. It's actually less than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Oh, quick question, Austin. What kind of movie would you call this? A drama or?
It's a comedy, but it's like.
Oh, is there something called like? No, like a dramedy or something like that? Am I wrong, or am I maybe making that up? Like
you could call this a dramedy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the closest. I was gonna say dark comedy, but it's not exactly. That's not exactly the right description. It's like it's a comedy, but it's very somber.
Okay.
Yeah, dramedy is probably the closest. And I told you last week all about all about it and what's like why it's interesting to me and all that stuff.
Yes, because of the autism aspect, possibly.
Yeah, and also it's a really interesting premise, and it's like the key performance of Peter Sellers' career.
Did we come up with a scene function?
Yeah, so basically the scene, like I consider 7 and 11 basically part of the same. They basically have the same function.
Okay.
But it's just to establish that like Louise is like a normal person, and it's establishing um, the difference between Chance and like normal people in the way he reacts to things. And this is going to be like the template for all of his interactions with other people throughout the movie. But it's also kind of a contrast because Louise is like the only person in the movie who sees Chance for what he actually is. And then everybody else thinks that he's some kind of genius, but she knows that he's just like a kid, basically.
Yeah.
So there's that contrast. And also, it's the catalyst for the plot because the fact that the old man is dead and Louise doesn't have an employer anymore, so she has to leave and she can't take care of Chance anymore. That's why Chance has to leave the house and go out into the world. So that's the main function of the scene.
Is that so like just like a shortened version would be this like that Luis can no longer take care of Chance anymore, and so Chance has to like go and basically figure out what to do in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Is the old man his father?
It's ambiguous. They never really say whether or not he is, but it's kind of implied.
Okay.
Well, I have 11 pulled up. Whenever you.
Yeah, so do I. I'm ready.
Yeah, so what I'd like to do is, while we're doing the table read, I'll read the narration part, and then you guys can do the dialogue.
Okay.
So I'll start. It has stopped snowing. Chance wearing a hat.
Sadie.
It has stopped snowing. Chance, wearing a hat and a gardening apron over his suit, putters in the garden. Louise, dressed warmly, comes out of the main house. Chance sees her, tips his hat, exactly like the man he saw on television.
Well, ain't you the gentleman this morning? I'm going to go now, Chance.
Yes.
You're going to need somebody. Someone's got to be around for you. You ought to find yourself a lady, Chance. But I guess it ought to be an old lady, 'cause you ain't going to do a young one any good, not with that little thing of yours. You're always going to be a little boy, ain't you? Goodbye, Chance.
Goodbye, Louise.
Louise waves as she enters the townhouse. Chance tips his hat once again as she disappears. Okay.
Start over. All right, do you want us to do it fast this time? Or start doing that?
Yeah, let's do try to see how fast we can go.
Okay. With you also reading are you going to read like he keeps working and she smiles slightly with caring?
Nah, we'll just do the dialogue because I'd probably just slow you down.
Right.
So,
Count.
ready?
Yeah.
All right. Go.
Well, ain't you the gentleman this morning? I'm going to go now, Chance.
Yes.
You're going to need somebody. Someone's got to be around for you. You ought to find yourself a lady, Chance, but I guess it ought to be an old lady because you ain't going to do a young one any good, not with that little thing of yours. You're always going to be a little boy, ain't you? Goodbye, Chance.
Goodbye, Louise.
All right, that was about 18 seconds.
We can definitely
Let's
cut that down.
do it.
We can definitely cut that down. Sorry.
Yeah, let's try to get that to like 14 seconds.
Okay.
All right. Go.
Well, ain't you the gentleman this morning? I'm going to go now, Chance.
Yes.
You're going to need somebody. Someone ought to be around for you. You ought to find yourself a lady, Chance. But I guess it ought to be an old lady because you ain't going to do a young one any good, not with that little thing of yours. You're always going to be a little boy, ain't you? Goodbye, Chance.
Goodbye, Louise.
All right, that was 19 seconds.
Okay. It's all these. I wish my printer, I need to get ink. Target didn't have any. And so I haven't printed this off yet. But if I could just maybe I can black this out really quick, actually, if you don't mind.
Or just like if you can figure out, you can highlight your lines.
Yeah. I'm going to highlight it really quick, if you don't mind, because that'll help me so much. It just is cluttered.
That's fine.
Okay. And I know usually. Able to. Voting. Okay. That's annoying. Okay, maybe I can't. I just have it I clicked it from your email and then it just popped up. But maybe.
Here's what you can do. You can copy and paste it onto Word and highlight it from there.
Perfect. Good call. Okay. Do that right now. Right. Yay. All right. I'm just deleting that part. All right. Okay. Good to go.
All right. And go.
Well, ain't you the gentleman this morning? I'm going to go now, Chance.
Yes.
You're going to need somebody. Someone's got to be around for you. You ought to find yourself a lady, Chance. But I guess it ought to be an old lady because you ain't going to do a young one any good, not with that little thing of yours. You're always going to be a little boy, ain't you? Goodbye, Chance.
Goodbye, Louise.
All right, that was 17 seconds.
Okay, at least dropped it a second.
Yep.
Okay.
And go.
Well, ain't you the gentleman this morning? I'm going to go now, Chance.
Yes.
You're going to need somebody. Someone's got to be around for you. You ought to find yourself a lady, Chance. But I guess it ought to be an old lady because you ain't going to do a young one any good, not with that little thing of yours. You're always going to be a little boy, ain't you? Goodbye, Chance.
Goodbye, Louise.
And that was 15 seconds.
And you said 12 is the goal?
I said 14 was the goal.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. And go.
Well, ain't you the gentleman this morning? I'm going to go now, Chance.
Yes.
You're going to need somebody. Someone's ought to be around for you. You ought to find yourself a lady, Chance. But I guess it ought to be an old lady because you ain't going to do a young one any good, not with that little thing of yours. You're always going to be a little boy, ain't you? Goodbye, Chance.
Goodbye, Louise.
That was about 14 and a half seconds.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's good.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not taking a breath in between those lines there, so.
It was good. So last thing is doing the guided discovery.
Yes, that'd be great.
And Probably need to tweak what we did with Chance, because Chance is a very difficult character to do this with, mainly because um, like all the character goals are always about like getting another person to do something, but Chance is pretty apathetic about what other people do for the most part. Um, so I think we need to work on finding a solution to that. Um, so who wants to go first for this?
We're doing the essential action first.
No, we're not.
No,
It's like literal essential. Like that's we're supposed to do that on our own, and we're
yeah,
not supposed to tell each other about it.
gotcha. I was just looking at the guided discovery process he put on Blackboard for us, and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
first said that. So okay,
So yeah, like we're helping each other find the essential action, I guess.
okay,
Is that what we're doing right now?
Yeah.
okay. Okay. So do you want to start with mine since it's a lengthier, or start with his because it's shorter,
We could start with yours.
or okay. So we actually the character's identified goal in the scene or beat. So her goal in this is to convey to Chance that he needs to find another caregiver, pretty much. Find a lady, but she knows that he's probably incapable of a romantic relationship. So, you know, she's like, just go for an old one instead of a young one because it's going to be hard enough for you to find a young girl to be with. That's more his age. Is that close?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Um,
How could you prove that you have achieved your specific goal? Chance could have at least acknowledged what she said. I mean, he said yes to, what exactly did he say yes to?
said, I'm going to go now, Chance. And he says,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, he says nothing but goodbye after she does all that. So, or says all that. So, I don't know. The way that she could prove it though is to have, you know, to have actually gotten more of a response out of him, I would say, for him to at least say, that sounds nice, or something along those lines. And then what are you going to have to do to get that tangible proof of achievement? Uh, Turn off the TV, um, get him to make more direct eye contact, maybe give him more like a compassionate hug, some sort of something that might trigger an emotion out of him. And then can you distill your answer into 5 words or less? I'd say just to, yeah, to give and receive emotion from Chance. Is that close to 5 words?
Um,
From Chance, that's 7, but I don't know.
I think part of an essential action is like kind of summing up the relationship between these characters. Like do they have like a parent-child relationship, or is this a boss-employee relationship, or like a friendship, you know? So it could be like,
Yeah, I think it's like a sister brother relationship.
see that.
So could you maybe say like getting a younger sibling to take your advice?
Okay, that would be the action, or how would I phrase it? The essential action.
Yeah, that would be an essential action.
Okay, to so to get okay, act as a sister to Chance and get him to take your, you know, uh, advice as a sibling. Is that how I should phrase it? Something along those lines.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. And then should we do his now?
Yeah.
So like I don't really know what my goal would be in the scene because I mean he doesn't really want it. It feels like he doesn't really want anything.
Well, what are you physically doing in the scene?
It says I'm working. So Chance wearing a hat. He's just working in the garden. So maybe he just like his goal is to finish his work in the garden.
Okay. So you have kind of two things vying for your attention in this scene. You have Louise and your garden work.
Right.
Um, so can we get a goal out of that? Do you think?
Um to to give attention to give to give attention to both things that are going for his attention and to finish his work that he's got going on in the garden. I don't know.
Well, let's think about to give attention. Is that really something?
That's not like he doesn't like want to give attention. That's the thing is he's just kind of like careless.
Well,
But
if you give
obviously, like he gets up and tips his hat to Louise when she like waves at the end.
well, he also
So like
tips his hat at the beginning.
okay, so
Can we? Let's think about because like giving attention is really that's more of like an errand, I think, more so than a task. Because like if you give something your attention, it's immediately done versus a task. Um, I think we can say like what do you think is more important to Chance in this scene?
probably the garden.
The gardening.
Yeah, the gardening.
Uh, so what do you think we can do here that would give Chance a task that also has a test in the other person? If he's got two things to split his attention, because he can't pay attention to two things.
He's just kind of like saying one word answers. He just said yes. Like he's like he's basically just like letting her do what she's gonna do, and like he's just like giving her something to, like, hear, basically, just like, not even really acknowledging her leaving.
Well, he does acknowledge her leaving because he tips his
Yeah,
hat to her.
yeah, I know, but like he's not like really doing that much. Like he's not like saying like, "Oh, I miss you" or anything, or "I'll miss you" or something like that.
Well, could it be that he just wants her to leave because
I
she's
mean,
too dominant?
I don't really think he cares whether she leaves or not, is my thing.
Well, if he doesn't care, why would he acknowledge her at the end when he's tipping his hat?
Because he's just like, okay, like you do what you want to do. I'll do this. I'll do my like I'll do what I want to do. So he's just like, okay, bye. I mean, unless you think like he wants her to leave. Like I mean it. I don't know.
I guess, well, just looking at, I still have it here. So it says, Louise has a lot of different pauses and soft smiles and reaches her hand on his shoulder and he smiles, keeps working, keeps working at the beginning. And then she does hug and kiss him and it doesn't even, and like waves. And at least Chance tipped his hat leaving, but it's just like, he's like, oh, that's nice. Okay. And moving on.
Yeah.
Back to what's more important. Okay. Whereas she's like, oh my gosh, this kid just lost his father. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do all I can, but let's face it, I can only do so much.
And she's like, I'm not employed. Like I can't do like I don't have it. There's nothing here for
Now
her
there's no
either.
income for
Yeah,
me.
she doesn't have income.
Yeah, so I would definitely say that. I think with him though, like you said, it's not spoken in the movie that Chance has autism, but his, complete and utter, emotional detachment from the world and society is, at least Louise has a very good understanding of that. Like,
I think he understands.
yeah,
I think he understands that she has to leave, which is why he doesn't really care to like that much.
and he's just not. He doesn't know the weight of what this is going to do for him yet.
Exactly. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't get what's coming towards him.
Are we
So,
getting
like,
closer?
well, in this particular situation, how do you think Chance views the situation?
Abuse
Uh,
situation.
Like, how does Chance?
He let her keep feeling bad. He let her keep,
he just lets her do what she wants to. Like lets her do what she's doing, basically. And he does what he's doing. He's only really worrying about himself.
he abused it because, just as she said, you're always going to be a little boy, ain't you? And in fact, yes, he will always be.
I think I think we're kind of getting away from like what he's trying to do in this particular scene. I
Just,
think
he's just worried about his work.
Yeah.
well, like you've probably had situations where you were trying to focus on something and somebody came and distracted you, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Would you
But
say
when
that
we have such a serious topic, or like something that is so a very vulnerable topic, to say the least.
well, is it serious to Chance?
Doesn't seem like
No,
it.
and that's what I'm saying is he is literally, so he's not even consciously aware of, the fact that he is going to be alone, and this
Yeah,
is
and
going to take a toll on him. So how is that getting away from it? I mean,
I think
this,
it's because I think we're focusing on the thematic element of what's going on, but we're not focusing on the actions that Chance is taking, because we're just trying to focus on the action right now.
Okay, gotcha.
I think
So I don't know. Chance is a very boring character.
It just seems like he's not worried about anything going on around him. He's focused on what he's doing right there.
He has
in the
no
moment.
personality traits at all.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually a mute. I don't like him.
Me either.
you think he's completely unconcerned about what's going on.
Correct.
Absolutely, 110%. Yes.
Do you think he's
I
concerned
honestly
about
would
it?
punch the kid in the face if it were me. If I were Louise, I would punch the kid in the face and then tell him to wake up. I don't know. At that rate, I would be so frustrated.
Yeah.
With just the lack of
Empathy.
anything, just
Yeah.
anything. He watches that much TV and he can't even, like, I don't know, give her a little pizzazz, a little drama, a little something, maybe. I think it would be better if we even went back. I know part of scene 7, if just to kind of highlight, we didn't read the narrations when we went over that one. And I think maybe if you, Austin, were to explain some of the actions in scene 7, then it would give us a better understanding for this scene,
All right.
just because that's another instance. It's just in that moment, you're asking, what is he doing? And I just don't think we answered it well last time either.
So you wanna do the table read for scene 7 again?
Yeah, I don't think it would hurt. It's definitely helping our practice regardless, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to read it, but for instance, we can just look at it together right now.
Yeah, just analyze it. Yeah.
Yeah, just analyze it. Like, okay, large table covered with a sheet except for 2 place settings. A TV is on the table. Chance comes into the room, sits and turns on the television. Okay, that seems like typical behavior for him. He watches the screen for a moment, turns as if expecting someone. So he is expecting someone to be around. He isn't always expecting to be alone with his TV. Okay, no one appears, so he turns back to the TV after a time, footsteps, and he smiles, knowing, oh, yay, someone's here. Okay, so that's an emotion. Louise, an elderly black maid, hurries into the room, visibly distraught. So Louise is coming in on 10 once again. Okay, typical Louise, just always on one. She's out of breath, doesn't really say he does much, flatly turns back to TV. Okay, yeah, just he nods a few times, watches news, flashes of scenes for so
Well, he says he starts the conversation in that scene. So
yeah, so because he was expecting someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was anticipation even before the scene starts. And I think even right there, once Louise is out of breath and, he says, good morning, Louise. She goes, he's dead, Chance. I feel like that's definitely a beat change. Or maybe It's almost because she comes in high energy. It doesn't really even say that Chance has any specific energy at first. But then it goes flatly. He turns back to TV. No emotion, no reaction. I see. Okay. I mean, just ridiculous. Anyway, would you say the beat change comes after Louise says he's dead? So
like as soon as she says that, then it changes.
Sure. So in between that, so that I know that's something we also needed to do. There's that beat change right there.
I would say the beat change is probably a beat of silence from Louise, then anger, because that's kind of when the whole direction of the scene changes.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was like more than one. You're right, because it did at the beginning. It didn't even really give it a chance to have an initial emotion going on at first until she says that. So the beat change.
Where is that beat of silence that you were saying?
He wasn't it. Watches news flashes.
Oh.
It's when she says gobbledygook, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Louise takes a long look at Chance and softens. It's next to him. And then that's another beat change in itself because she goes from angry to accepting.
Yeah, and she's like, what else? Like, she's like, what did I expect? Like,
yeah. So, with that being said, though, I mean, I think we just really need to analyze Chance because he really is the driving factor of this whole movie. I mean, the whole time, and he is the main character, so makes sense. But
Well, what questions specifically do you have about Chance?
well, it seems like anything I've been saying and what Jack has been saying, you're like, that's not it. Because I realize now I was being more thematic, but I thought even looking at this scene and comparing it to the other one, which I know trying to be in the moment, but just working with Chance, I don't know.
yeah, it's kind of tough to just like get a read on his
There's a few more
goals.
hints of what
Yeah, like what do you think?
Because I'm out of guesses at this point.
Yeah.
I think you've gotten to a good point, Amy, because you're really feeling what Louise feels.
Yeah.
Trying to understand this guy. I feel like somebody said that like Chance doesn't have a personality. I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's just really hard to answer your questions about him because he just doesn't have one.
Well, I think the fact that he does express like he kind of expresses happiness about the snow, and the fact that he chooses to work in the garden, like he clearly has preferences for certain things, which I think is the basis of a personality.
I mean, and silence can speak volumes. And I think in this situation, both scenes, it does. It's getting a lot more out of Louise, that's for sure. And in return, it's also getting a lot out of me. But with silence, and there is no physical description other than nodding and turning his head. He smiles like twice, but it doesn't say that he grins. It's just a smile. Okay, what kind of smile? A soft smile, a hard smile, a smile with teeth, no teeth? It's just all that tells you something. And I know part of this, we have to talk about, where was it? Yeah, dramatic block. Oh, that's tactics. Or was there? Okay. But tactics would include like the physicalities, right? Of these actors.
I think tactics would be more like the verbs, like pleading or convincing or whining.
Yeah.
I think it'd be more like that.
But even with that, you just kind of are intuitive about, you use your intuition, like to beg, okay, that's desperation. Okay. To threaten, that's anger, hostility, to be hostile. To bargain is maybe tacky or, kind of cheap. Something like that. So
you're confused about like what tactics
Yeah,
That's
because that's the
good.
next step and of describing these characters and how they're gonna. I mean, we know now. For me, mine was to get Chance to take Louise's sisterly advice, is how I phrased it after all. And then for Chance, it's to. I think ultimately his essential action is to always agree. That's one constant I've noticed. Is that
no. There's definitely no chaos or like anything. Like
yeah,
he just wants everything to be like maybe just smooth and yeah, just
that could be a tactic for
he
Chance.
doesn't want to be difficult. I'd say maybe.
Could we say maybe that Chance is playing a game? Like,
You said that last time, but I think this
I
kid isn't even fun.
I don't understand
I
why
don't
why would it
understand how it's a game.
how would
TV.
it be a game?
well, gardening, I think, could be just like the fun thing that he does, and TV is like the fun thing that he does.
Yeah, hobbies. But like to him, are you? Because I think of a game, and I think about a winner
I
and a loser as
so
well,
do I
right?
yeah, I don't
Isn't that why everyone's obsessed with sports and so pissed off right now? I don't get it.
I
So stupid to me, but you know what I mean. Like, I
I
mean,
don't get
who's
how it would be
not?
a game.
Because he's
It,
being too. He doesn't care if he wins or loses with Louise. He's like, okay, Louise, sounds good, Louise. All right, bye, Louise.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you're definitely playing for her team. We can say that. But and yet still standing his ground without being vulnerable or emotional whatsoever. And maybe like his outlet is through gardening or the television, right?
I just think he wants to do stuff that he wants to do.
Yeah. And whether he wins or loses is like, okay, I just don't see the winning or losing aspect or like part of the game.
Okay, well, maybe instead of playing a game, we could just say that he's like,
Just one moment. I'm sorry. You can tell him that. I'm sorry. I just have to, this was for my medicine. My bad. I'm sorry.
You're good.
um,
Hello?
maybe we can just say that like he's kind of playing with his toys. Could we say that?
I mean, I guess if you would consider gardening toys. When I think of toys, I think of like little kid stuff.
Well, kind of like, sorry, this is really difficult.
Yeah.
So the I think the crux of the scene is that Chance is just trying to play with his stuff, and like he keeps getting interrupted. And because he's not a mean person, he's not going to tell this other person to like oh, just go away. But he's going to take whatever the shortest route is to get them
To
to,
get them to go away.
yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I get that.
Well, it's almost just like, I don't know. It's like, do you want to get on the highway or do you want to take a back road? He just always wants to get on the highway. He's like, just get there so I get to my destination and we're done. Maybe.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that,
Because he's always resolving the issue.
he just always wants to do what he wants to do.
Do it fast, get it over with. Like, okay, because he's never the one to come up and be like, hey, I have this issue. Or here's the
Anything that
problem.
anything that gets in the way of what he wants to do, he wants to take the quickest route possible to make sure he gets back to what he wants to do.
okay, so I think we're on the right track then. I think we just need to figure out how to simplify that into an action that we can kind of explain clearly.
Yeah.
So let's think again about like what's their relationship, what is Chance view their
Siblings.
relationship as?
Probably like a mother or a sister. Definitely family.
Yeah,
Definitely cares if she's around. Definitely.
like a caretaker.
On a consistent basis. Is it always
Yeah,
expecting her? You know,
So like, do either you play like video games?
yeah,
I
So
don't.
have you ever been in a situation where you were like playing a game and somebody was like, "Hey, here's like something I need you to do," or here's something that's going on. And you're just like, "Okay, I want to get back to the game."
yeah. Like I was playing Fortnite last night. My mom calls me into her room. She's like, "Hey, can you come here for a second?" I'm like, "I'm playing a game. Give me a
So
second or something like that." So what do you? So you're asking me like, what do I do to make them get off my case, basically?
yeah,
Um, I either tell them to wait or I pause the game.
so could we maybe say like, uh, getting your parent to stop bothering you?
Yeah, 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 like yeah, okay. Getting your mom to stop stop like I get yeah, like stop bothering you, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so we got get your mom to stop bothering you, and we've got get your brother to take your advice. Do you guys both think that's a good point to be at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
All
think we
right.
should definitely look at the tactics for primary then, because now that we know we've established their essential roles and actions. What are your thoughts, Austin, for primary and sub tactics? And I can
Uh,
give you mine, but I
yeah.
just want to know like what direction you're going, so I meet you halfway.
Well, can I hear yours?
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, to um, or it does it always have to start with two, like two threaten, two beg?
Yeah, usually.
Okay. Uh, well, I wanted to say like show compassion or you know or kind of like that maternal instinct.
What
Show
ab-
just,
what about to empathize?
but she's not putting. It's more like sympathize
Okay.
because she can't relate on to him
Right.
like in his situation, like she understands like what he needs for himself, but she's like, you know, yeah, I guess, okay, to
No,
sympathize. Does
yeah,
that work,
yeah. That I mean that works. I think so.
Austin?
I don't. I think the problem with sympathize is that it's like it doesn't really have anything to do with the other person.
Well, how about to give advice, to advise,
To
It,
advise.
to
to
advise,
advise.
I think is good.
Oh yes, okay, for primary, because that's, yeah, because then wait, that's for chance though, based on those you're getting closer. Would that be a sub tactic or the primary tactic to advise?
I think probably primary.
Okay. And for, because I'm just having a problem distinguishing the two, because ultimately, how is she going to get chance, you know, like the sub tactic to get, it says, you know, to achieve, how getting closer to achieving your specific goal. Well, my goal is for chance to take my advice. So my sisterly advice. So by doing that, you know, how are you going to go about that? Well, to
You
direct
could,
him,
yeah, you
to
could
give
direct.
him direction,
Yeah, you could direct him. You could.
sounded like, yeah. Or which one? What do you think for sub tactic?
I think to direct, maybe to command would be stronger.
For the primary or sub tactic would be stronger.
For the sub.
Okay, to command slash to direct. Okay. All right. And then we can go to Jack now.
Yeah, I think mine would just be like to agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
To agree to, uh, you know,
Well, how about because like to agree, it's like it's not very active, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the other person. How about
well, to be agreeable to, I mean, it's literally giving the other person just, well, nothing to work with, but you're also not leaving any room for any further conflict other than that one, just from that one character. Are you getting
Right.
any conflict or any issues?
well, how about to placate? To basically like they're telling you to do this thing, you're like, okay, 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 just to get them to stop.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So you want to go with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Is it PLICAT?
I think PLA.
PLICATE on the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Placate.
And then a sub tactic. Could that be to uh, agree or to be agreeable?
How about to soothe?
For me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's actually PLAC. Yeah. PLACATE, actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry, I just looked it up. But some thesaurus words for that are pacify, calm, appease, mollify, soothe, win over. That has a win in it. Make peace with, appropriate.
Works. I'm
Humor.
good.
Would you say to humor her almost if he is playing a game?
Yeah, that could work.
So
I kind of like that too. He's just
humor.
like, sure, why not, Louise? You know,
for my sub tactic to humor.
Sub, yeah, I'd say as a sub.
Okay.
So do you guys need anything else today?
I'm looking real quick and then I'll be good.
I would like to know for the literal action, just so you know, I'm doing what you want. The literal for scene 7.
I don't think I'm supposed to tell you like what I come up with for that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, we just I think so. We figure out our own little action, our want. We have our essential action. It says what is the movie about? But what's it called again?
Being there.
Being there. Okay. I'll just look
okay.
that
I just
up.
Know he went over like literal and stuff in class, so I just thought we would.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what is the scene's function? We got that. And then what kind of movie is it? And we got that. So I think I'm good for
the
that.
takeaway. I think. Oh, how people project their own thoughts into reality using their own fantasy, see what they want to see versus what's actually there. Does that sound right? Okay.
Yep.
Cool. And you'll just email us. Maybe we could like shoot for like, I don't know.
Would Friday work?
Yeah. Hmm.
All
Yeah,
right.
that works.
So let's see. I have a meeting at 12 my time on Friday, but other than that, the rest of the day is free.
You guys want to do like Friday morning?
Yeah.
Like what time?
Same time.
You said you have class at 12, right? Or a meeting.
Yeah, at 12 my time.
You want to do 10:30 your time?
Uh, yeah, if that works for Amy.
Well, if you have
For
a
me?
class at 12, oh, okay, gotcha. So, because we're doing this for like an hour and a half
It's like an
usually.
hour and a half. So like
Yeah, no, that's cool. That would be 11:30 my time.
it'd be
I'm
I
in
guess
Louisville. Sorry.
it'd
Yeah.
be it would be well. So 10:30 his time is
That's
nine. I
also,
think is it
Oh,
9:30
okay.
my time? I think
yeah,
it'd
isn't
be
that,
9:30 my
Because
time.
Bowling Green's 10:30.
well, I'm not in
No,
Bowling.
he's Eastern. He's Eastern.
Oh, okay, so it would be 10:30 our time.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, 9:30 our time. 10:30 his time.
Well, Eastern isn't Louisville Eastern?
yeah, it is.
Oh, well,
Okay.
then you're 10:30. I'm 9:30 because I'm in Central.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So 10:30 for us. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and that'll be enough time, right?
Yeah,
And I'm sure we'll email before then to just confirm and stuff too.
Yeah. And even if you did want to do it, I don't know how long your class is at noon, but say if
I'm free all day Friday. I just like to get things
yeah,
over with. Yeah.
yeah, I'm the same way. I'm kind of more of a morning person, but I'm fine if something, if you end up sleeping in or I don't know, whatever
Yeah.
works.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, you all have a great rest of your day.
You too. See ya.
See ya. Bye.